You work hard every day, right? You hustle, grind, save, maybe even sacrifice. But somehow, you're still broke. Why? Because you're playing the wrong game. Most people think money is about effort, about hours, jobs, or doing your best. The truth? Money is a game of strategy, not sweat. And the rules are hidden, designed by the rich to keep the rest of us chasing crumbs. Imagine sitting at a chessboard with a grand master, but you don't even know how the pieces move. That's your financial life right now. In this video, you'll discover the Machiavellian secrets of wealth and power, how the rich control money, master risk, build alliances, and play the game to win. Stop losing to a system designed against you. Watch closely. Learn. Think differently. Because once you understand the rules, you can start winning. The Machiavellian mindset. The world doesn't reward fairness. It rewards understanding. And no one understood power better than Niccolò Machiavelli. For most people, his name means manipulation, betrayal, and cold ambition. But that's only half the truth. Machiavelli wasn't teaching people how to be evil. He was teaching them how to survive. He saw the world not as it should be, but as it is. That's where most people lose. They play the game of money and life, believing in fairness, believing that good intentions will be enough. But the truth? The world runs on power, perception, and control, not purity. Machiavelli believed that every man must learn to see clearly, beyond emotion, because emotion blinds. It makes you loyal to systems that don't care about you. It makes you waste years trying to change rules instead of mastering them. The Machiavellian mindset starts with one principle. See reality as it is. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't cry about it. Learn it. You can't win a game you refuse to understand. When you look at money, don't see numbers. See movement, control, and influence. When you look at people, don't just listen to their words, watch their actions. Everyone wears a mask. But power is found in what people do, not what they say. In this game, idealism is a luxury. Clarity is a weapon. Machiavelli taught rulers to act with strategy, not emotion. He knew that a calm mind can command chaos. The one who stays composed when others panic, that's the one who wins. You must learn to read the field. Politics, business, relationships, all of it. Because the same laws apply. People desire. People fear. People follow strength. So how do you apply this mindset in modern life? Start small. Stop reacting emotionally to every setback. When you lose money, don't spiral, analyze. When someone betrays you, don't rage, observe. Every situation teaches you who's loyal, who's weak, and who's playing their own game. You don't need to be ruthless. You need to be aware. Being Machiavellian is not about hurting people. It's about not letting people hurt you. It's not manipulation. It's self-defense in a world built on power. In your career, stop expecting the system to reward you for effort. It rewards leverage. The one who knows how to move people, money, and opportunities wins. Look around. The richest people don't work the hardest. They work the smartest. They understand influence. They know when to act, when to wait, and when to appear strong even when they're not. That's not luck. That's strategy. And the moment you start thinking like that, you stop being a pawn. you start becoming a player. Because in this world, everyone is playing a game. Some consciously, some blindly. The Machiavellian mind opens your eyes. It teaches you to stop living on autopilot, to stop believing every smile, to stop fearing every loss. Instead, you begin to move with intention. You start to see patterns. You recognize manipulation, and you learn to flip it. You stop being controlled by fear and desire, and start using them. That's the real lesson of Machiavelli. Control yourself before you try to control the world. When you master your emotions, you master your power. And when you master power, money follows. Because money isn't just currency. It's a mirror reflecting how much control you have over yourself, over time, over choices. So remember this. The game isn't played in banks or stock markets. It's played in the mind. And once you learn to think like a strategist, you'll never see the world the same way again. Control the flow of money. Machiavelli once said, "A ruler must control his territory." In today's world, your territory isn't land, it's your money. And most people, they've already lost their kingdom. Because their money rules them, not the other way around. Think about it. The moment your paycheck arrives, it's already gone. Bills, food, debt, distractions. Your money comes in and leaves faster than you can breathe. That's not wealth. That's slavery with Wi-Fi. The rich understand one thing. Money is movement. Every dollar is a soldier. Every soldier must have a mission. If you don't give it a mission, someone else will. The poor let their money wander. The rich command it. This is where the game begins. When you control your cash flow, you control your future. When you don't, you become a worker for someone else's dream. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how you direct what you earn. Because money without direction is chaos. So ask yourself, where does your money go when it leaves your hand? Does it build your power or someone else's? Does it make you freer or more trapped? Most people never ask that question. They just work harder, thinking more hours equals more freedom. But hard work without financial control is just elegant slavery. Machiavelli would tell you, a wise ruler knows where every soldier stands. He doesn't wait for chaos, he prevents it. That's what financial intelligence is. It's not math, it's awareness. It's knowing that saving isn't enough, strategy is. If you save without direction, inflation steals your value. If you invest without knowledge, greed steals your safety. Control is balance, and balance is power. The rich don't chase every shiny thing. They move like chess players, one calculated step at a time. They study the board. They plan 3 moves ahead. They know when to attack, when to defend, and when to hold. That's how you play the money game. Start with visibility. Track everything. Every income, every expense, every leak. Because what you don't measure, you can't control. Then, create systems. Set automatic rules for your money. Some for growth, some for safety, some for pleasure. You can enjoy, but never lose control. When you build a plan, your money starts serving you. And that's the first step to freedom. Machiavelli warned, "He who depends on others loses his power." When your money depends on others, on employers, on debt, on luck, you lose control. Real wealth comes from independence. It's not about being rich today. It's about being unshakable tomorrow. Even when you're broke, act like a ruler. Track your army. Strengthen your walls. Plan your expansion. Because power doesn't start with millions. It starts with management. When you decide that every dollar you earn will serve a purpose, you shift from being a slave to being a strategist. Your paycheck no longer disappears. It multiplies. It defends. It grows. And one day, it will build your empire. So remember, the rich don't have more money because they work harder. They have more because they command it better. Don't chase money, command it. Don't serve the system, master it. Because when you learn to control the flow, you stop being part of the current. You become the one who directs the river. And that is the beginning of power. Appear strong even when you're weak. The world doesn't reward honesty, it rewards perception. It doesn't follow truth, it follows strength. In money, in business, in life, people don't trust weakness. They don't respect hesitation. They follow power, even if it's only appearance. Machiavelli knew this centuries ago. A ruler must appear strong even when vulnerable. The mask of power is often more important than power itself. Think about it. When someone looks confident, calm, in control, they attract opportunity. When someone looks panicked, uncertain, or desperate, they invite exploitation. Money works the same way. A person with little but confidence commands respect. A person with millions but fear commands nothing. This is the paradox. Strength is often more about discipline than resources. You don't need to pretend to be rich. You need to show that you are in control of what you have. Control over your time. Control over your decisions. Control over your reactions. Because confidence creates leverage. It allows you to negotiate better deals. It lets people trust you with more responsibility. It protects you from predators who see hesitation as weakness. Most people fail because they reveal too much. They show panic when the market dips. They complain when money is tight. They beg for help when they need guidance. The rich, they do the opposite. They absorb fear quietly. They plan in the shadows. They make every move with purpose, and the world reads strength in their silence. Even when you feel weak, your posture, tone, and choices must show control. A calm mind signals a calm future. A decisive action signals authority. A strategic silence signals power. This is not lying. It's discipline. It's knowing that your internal state doesn't have to dictate the perception others have of you. In finance, this principle is everything. Creditors, investors, partners, they respond to confidence. They follow those who act like winners. They ignore those who act like victims. Appear strong. Plan quietly. Move decisively. Because opportunity favors the perceived capable, not the truly capable, at least at first glance. The capable will be tested. The strong will endure. Control your image. Control your behavior. Control your words. Control your reactions. Because the world will judge your power based on what it sees, not what it knows. And every time you master this skill, you protect yourself from losing before the game even starts. Even when you're weak, act like a leader. Even when resources are scarce, act like a strategist. Even when you're uncertain, act like a ruler. Appear strong. Stay silent when needed. Speak when necessary. Move like a master even if the battlefield feels chaotic. Because in money, in influence, in life, perception is the first form of power. And the moment people believe in your strength, you will begin to gain real strength. The weak who appear strong survive. The strong who appear weak fail. It's a simple law, but most people ignore it and pay the price. Appear strong, even when you are not. The world respects the mask and rewards those who wear it well. Master risk like a prince. Fortune favors the bold. That's not a cliché, it's a rule. The world does not reward the cautious. It rewards the calculated. And yet most people avoid risk like it's a disease. They save every penny, they refuse to invest,
They stay in safe jobs, safe relationships, safe routines, all in the name of security. But security is an illusion. The people who play too safe rarely get ahead, because the game of money, power, and influence is built on movement, and movement carries risk. Machiavelli wrote that a wise prince knows when to take bold action and when to wait. He calculates every move. He weighs the potential loss against the potential gain. He understands that avoiding all risk is a risk itself. The same applies to money. Every decision you make carries risk. Every investment, every business opportunity, every career move is a step into uncertainty. The poor see risk and run. The rich see risk and ask one question: how can I turn this into advantage? It's a shift in mindset. Risk is not something to fear. Risk is something to master. Mastering risk begins with preparation. Know your numbers. Know your resources. Know your environment. And then act. Because indecision is the enemy of fortune. Every moment you hesitate, someone else is moving, gaining, growing. Calculated risk is about seeing opportunity where others see danger. It's about controlling the variables you can control and accepting those you cannot. It's about moving with courage, not recklessness. The rich are not reckless. They are strategic. They understand that losses are inevitable, but defeat is optional. Risk is a teacher. It shows you where your weaknesses are. It reveals hidden opportunities. It separates those who survive from those who stagnate. If you want wealth, you cannot avoid risk. If you want freedom, you cannot cling to comfort. If you want power, you cannot wait for permission. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be daring than timid." But daring without preparation is foolishness. Boldness paired with calculation is unstoppable. Every great fortune, every successful empire, every influential person took risks. They made mistakes, they faced failures, they fell, but they analyzed, adapted, and acted again. The key is perspective. The poor see a loss as the end of the world. The rich see a loss as feedback, a lesson, a chance to improve, a step closer to mastery. To master risk, you must 1. Plan thoroughly, know what could go wrong and how you will respond. 2. Act decisively. Hesitation kills opportunity. 3. Learn constantly. Mistakes are inevitable, but repetition builds skill. 4. Control emotion. Fear clouds judgment. Courage clarifies it. Risk is not your enemy. Risk is your tool. Risk is your doorway to freedom, wealth, and influence. The moment you embrace calculated risk, you stop being a victim of circumstance. You start shaping your own destiny. Remember, no risk, no growth. No bold action, no fortune. No mastery of fear, no true freedom. Fortune favors the bold. Those who understand risk become the rulers of their own lives. And when the world trembles, you will stand firm, not because you are invincible, but because you have learned to move with purpose, courage, and strategy. Master risk, and the world will start bending to your will.
Control debt before it controls you. Debt is a double-edged sword. In the wrong hands, it's a chain. In the right hands, it's a weapon. Most people fear debt, or worse, they misuse it. They borrow to consume. They borrow to impress. They borrow to survive. And every month, the weight grows heavier. Interest compounds, pressure mounts, freedom fades.
Machiavelli would say, "He who cannot control his resources will be controlled by them." Debt is a resource. If you manage it, it can build empires. If you don't, it destroys lives. The poor treat debt as a necessity. The rich treat it as a tool. The difference is mindset. If you borrow money to buy something that loses value, debt enslaves you. If you borrow money to buy something that gains value, debt empowers you. The rich calculate leverage. The poor calculate fear. Every decision about debt comes down to one question. Will this obligation make me stronger or weaker? A credit card, a loan, a mortgage, all are neutral. It's the direction of the flow that matters. Machiavelli's wisdom applies here. Control before chaos. Set rules for your debt. Know exactly how much you owe. Know the interest, the timeline, and the risk. Never let the system control you. Control the system. Many people think avoiding debt is the path to freedom. But avoidance alone is not mastery. Mastery is understanding how to use borrowed money to generate more. Investment debt can create wealth. Consumer debt destroys it. The rich know the difference. They treat debt like a soldier, give it orders, deploy it strategically, monitor the results. Every dollar borrowed is assigned a mission to grow, to multiply, to protect. Meanwhile, the unprepared let debt dictate their life. Minimum payments, late fees, interest spirals, all of it creates a cage. A cage made of promises and obligations. And the world never apologizes for the trap. Control is freedom. Freedom is the ability to act. Debt that controls you removes both. Start with awareness. Know every debt you owe. Know every payment schedule. Know the total cost. Then plan. Which debts can you pay down first? Which debts can work for you? Which ones must you eliminate immediately? Finally, act decisively. Pay off what enslaves you. Leverage what can grow you. The rich don't let debt control them. They respect it, manage it, and make it serve their goals. That's the difference between a life of stress and a life of power. Remember this: debt is a tool, not a punishment. When mastered, it becomes a lever, multiplying your wealth and influence. When ignored, it becomes a prison, stealing your time, energy, and freedom. Machiavelli's lesson is clear. Control the system, or it will control you. Control your debt, or it will control your life. The choice is yours. Master it, or be mastered. Build alliances. No one succeeds alone. Not in business, not in power, not in life. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. Strength multiplies through alliances. A ruler with loyal allies can defend a kingdom. A ruler without them crumbles. And the same principle applies to money and influence. Most people try to do everything themselves. They think asking for help is weakness. They try to learn, earn, and conquer alone. The result? Limited opportunities, wasted time, and slower growth. The rich? They build networks. They surround themselves with mentors, partners, and communities. They form connections that double, triple, even tenfold their impact. An alliance is more than friendship. It's leverage. It's the power to achieve more than you ever could alone. It's a force multiplier. When you build alliances, your mistakes are buffered, your knowledge expands, your reach grows. Opportunities appear that would be invisible to a lone player. But alliances are not automatic. They require strategy. They require trust, but also discernment. Not everyone deserves your time, your energy, or your loyalty. Machiavelli warned, the wrong allies can destroy you faster than any enemy. Choose wisely. Align with those who have vision, discipline, and complementary skills. Avoid those who drain, distract, or derail your path. A strong alliance is reciprocal. Give value, receive value. Share knowledge, resources, and influence. The exchange strengthens all members, including you. In modern life, alliances can be mentors who guide you, partners who amplify your ideas, or communities that push you forward. They can be financial partners, strategic collaborators, or networks of influence. Without them, you're limited. With them, even a small resource can become massive. The poor isolate. The rich integrate.
It's a simple truth. 2 heads are better than 1. 100 heads? Nearly unstoppable. Machiavelli knew that a ruler's power was rarely his alone. It came from loyalty, networks, and the ability to unite people behind a vision. In money and life, the same applies. You cannot control the world alone. You need allies. And the more strategic your alliances, the faster your growth. But remember, alliances are not magic. They require cultivation, maintenance, and integrity. You cannot exploit people and expect loyalty. You cannot take without giving. Strong alliances demand respect, discipline, and consistency. They require a long-term mindset. And when done right, they transform your influence, your wealth, and your life. Start building today. Seek mentors. Partner strategically. Join communities that challenge and elevate you. Every alliance is a bridge. Every bridge leads to opportunity. Every connection multiplies your reach. Machiavelli's lesson is timeless. No one wins alone. Your power is amplified by the people around you, wisely chosen, strategically aligned. Build alliances, strengthen them, and watch as your influence grows far beyond what you could achieve alone. Fear or love? Machiavelli asked a question centuries ago that still defines power today. Should a ruler be loved or feared? It's not a simple choice. Love brings loyalty, trust, and goodwill. Fear brings respect, obedience, and caution. Most people think the answer is obvious. Be loved. But in the world of money and influence, love alone is not enough. If people love you but don't respect you, they will exploit you. They will test your limits, push your boundaries, and take more than they give. Fear, when earned, is different. It is not terror. It is not cruelty. It is respect for your boundaries, your discipline, and your principles. Machiavelli's insight is clear. If you cannot be both loved and feared, it is safer to be feared. Because fear ensures people won't take advantage of you. Fear protects your position, your resources, your freedom. In modern life, this applies to finances, business, and personal influence. People respect those who are disciplined with money. People respect those who honor commitments, maintain principles, and act strategically. Even if they don't like you personally, they will follow your lead because they know the cost of disrespect. Love without respect can be dangerous. Respect without fear is fragile. The wealthy understand this. They cultivate authority through competence and self-control. They set clear boundaries and enforce them quietly but firmly. They inspire admiration, not by charm alone, but by consistent action and undeniable results.
Fear in this context is not about intimidation. It's about establishing presence. It's about showing that your decisions have weight, your choices have consequences, and your discipline cannot be easily undermined. Machiavelli teaches us that leadership, and by extension financial power, comes from balance. You want people to trust you, but you also want them to respect you. Trust without respect is fragile. Respect without trust is cold but safe. The rich blend both. They are approachable, generous, and collaborative, but they are not weak. They are firm. They make decisions decisively. They follow rules, their own first, then the world's. When fear and respect coexist, they create influence. Influence creates opportunities. Opportunities create wealth. Most people avoid this principle. They seek to please everyone. They try to be liked. They compromise too much. And that's why they remain small. They may be loved, but they are powerless. Machiavelli reminds us, discipline earns respect. Control earns respect. Boundaries earn respect. In money and life, fear is protection. Love is connection. When combined, they are unstoppable. So choose wisely. Seek love when it nurtures loyalty and collaboration. Seek fear when it safeguards power and independence. Balance is mastery. Mastery leads to influence. Influence leads to wealth. The question is not who will love you. The question is who will respect you enough to follow your lead and not cross your boundaries. When you understand this, you begin to wield power like the rich and strategic do. You become untouchable not by might alone, but by principle, presence, and perception.
Fear or love? When applied wisely, both. When necessary, fear. Always grounded in respect. The psychology of winning the game. Winning the game of money isn't about luck. It's not about working harder than everyone else. It starts here, in the mind. The poorest people in the world aren't always the least intelligent. They are the ones trapped in a mindset of scarcity. I can't. I don't have enough. I have to work harder to survive. This mindset creates a cycle. Hard work without strategy leads to exhaustion, frustration, and stagnation. It keeps people playing the wrong game, constantly busy but never progressing. The rich think differently. Their first question isn't, how do I work more? It's, how do I make what I have work harder for me? They look for leverage. They look for systems. They look for opportunity. Machiavelli understood this. Power comes not from effort alone, but from awareness, strategy, and timing. A ruler with insight can command more than 10 rulers with blind effort. The psychology of winning is about control. Control of thought, control of emotion, control of action. When fear or doubt arises, the poor panic. The rich analyze. When an opportunity appears, the poor hesitate. The rich calculate, then act decisively. It's not magic, it's mental discipline. Every decision in finance, in business, in life has a psychological component. Your mindset determines the moves you see, the risks you take, and the doors you open. If you think small, you act small. If you see limits, you stay trapped. If you wait for permission, you remain powerless.
The psychology of winning is about thinking like a strategist. Every setback is feedback, not failure. Every challenge is information, not obstacle. Every loss teaches more than every win. This mindset rewires how you interact with money. It teaches patience without passivity. It teaches risk without recklessness. It teaches power without aggression. Machiavelli also teaches us the importance of observation. Watch, listen, analyze. People reveal their intentions through action, not words. Those who can read human behavior gain advantage. The mind of a winner doesn't just chase wealth, it anticipates it. It creates plans, sets systems, and adapts constantly. It recognizes the game is ongoing, never static, never fair, always challenging. The psychology of winning transforms effort into strategy. It transforms fear into calculation. It transforms scarcity into opportunity. Working hard is only part of the story. Winning comes from thinking differently, from seeing the rules, the patterns, and the levers others miss. Change your mind and you change the game. Change your mindset and the world begins to follow. This is the final secret of the rich and strategic. They don't just play the game, they understand it. They master their emotions, their thoughts, and their actions. And that mastery produces results. Your mindset is your most powerful asset. Without it, money is a master. With it, money becomes your servant. Winning starts here, in your mind, with clarity, strategy, and unwavering focus. You've walked through the rules of the game. You've seen why most people stay trapped in the cycle of work, debt, and fear. And you've learned how the rich think, act, and leverage every opportunity. Here's the truth. Money is not just currency. It's power, influence, freedom. It's a tool, but only if you know how to use it. Strategy beats effort. Awareness beats luck. Discipline beats chaos. The one who understands the game will always have the advantage. Remember Machiavelli, life is not fair, and the world doesn't owe you anything. But with the right mindset, calculated risk, control over your resources, and strong alliances, you can create your own rules. You can turn fear into respect, debt into leverage, and opportunity into lasting wealth. This is your path. Not luck, not hard work alone. Strategy, mastery, and vision. If this video helped you see the game in a new way, hit that subscribe button and join the channel for weekly lessons on money, power, and strategy. Learn, think, act, and start playing to win. Your financial freedom starts now.